Okay, guys, so we're going to start the next unit that's going to talk about cell energy. At this point in our science lessons, we want to discuss how are plants making their own food? How are they getting the necessary energy to build their cells and for their cells to work? How does this differ from how animal cells get their energy? And how do animal cells get their energy from food? So by the end of this unit, you'll be able to understand that. So let's start with the easier one, photosynthesis. How are plants making food? How are plants trapping energy? In the note-taking guide, in the Do Now inquiry activity, please answer these questions in the cloud. It'll get you thinking. It'll start your thought process about this unit, about energy. What ways can you use the word energy? What is the source of energy? And in your own words, how would you define energy? Energy can be a tough thing to understand or define because it's abstract. But what are some words or some phrases that are associated with energy? Write that down in the cloud. Pause the video now, and I'll give you an opportunity to do that. When you're done, then you can press play again. Okay, welcome back. Now's a good opportunity to watch the photosynthesis trailer. I'll attach it here in this video and just keep watching. If it's not, then pause the video and watch the attached video entitled Photosynthesis Trailer. Okay, photosynthesis. What is the importance of photosynthesis? Let's break down the word. Photo means light, and synthesis means to build up. So write those two vocabulary words in your note-taking guide and follow along as we go through the guide. And don't forget, you can pause at any time during the video to give you a chance to catch up or write your notes down. Photosynthesis is the process in which plants use 3 ingredients. These ingredients are carbon dioxide, water, and sun energy. They use these 3 things to make food. They use these 3 ingredients to make food for themselves and for the rest of the planet, and this is what they're able to produce. So they're using carbon dioxide, water, and sun energy to make that food. During photosynthesis, plants are able to produce 2 products. One is glucose, sugar, and 2 is oxygen. This is where our major food source comes from. Plants that make glucose, sugar for us in the form of fruits and veggies and starches, and the oxygen that we breathe. All right, the next section is a reading check. Read the following excerpt from the textbook. You'll find that in the note-taking guide. I'll put it here in the video so that you can read it. But these are the questions that we'll be looking for before you start reading. Where does photosynthesis take place? And how do animals eventually get energy that is trapped from the sun? And what are the steps of the process of photosynthesis? Go ahead and read the excerpt now. You can find it in the note-taking guide, or just pause the video here and read that. Okay, so did you find the answers in the reading check? Photosynthesis takes place in the plant cells, particularly the chloroplast. And how do animals get their energy? Well, the food that the plants make, the animals eat that. That's how animals get energy. At the bottom of your note-taking guide, you'll find the process of photosynthesis. Let's fill out those steps. Okay. Ingredient number 1, 2, and 3, and the 2 products of photosynthesis. What are they? Carbon dioxide, CO2, plus water, H2O, and light energy from our sun. Plants use these 3 ingredients in the process of photosynthesis to make 2 products: glucose, C6H12O6, and oxygen, O2. Again, let's take a closer look. Second page of the note-taking guide. Take a look. Photosynthesis takes place where? In the chloroplast. Notice that I highlighted it green because the chloroplasts are the green parts of our cells. So if you look at the leaf, each plant cell has a chloroplast. They look like these round little beans with stacks of pennies inside. Let's take a closer look. These little bean-shaped with green pennies on the inside, those are the chloroplasts. They absorb all the light energy and reflect off the green light energy. That's why the chloroplasts are green. If you notice in the fall, when the leaves lose their color and the plants prepare for winter, the colors of the leaves are brown, reds, oranges. Those colors are always there, but the chloroplasts in the plant leaf are what make it green. In the winter, the plants pack up their chloroplasts to prepare for winter, and they've removed the chloroplasts from the leaves, and that's why the leaves turn different colors, because there's an absence of these green chloroplasts. They don't need the leaves in the winter. There's no photosynthesis happening, so that they can pack up the chloroplasts and get rid of the leaves. Remember when we did the Cell City project and we compared each part of the cell to a part of the city? What did we compare the chloroplast to? See if you can remember. We compared the chloroplast to solar panels because they do the same job. They trap energy from the sun. Okay, knowledge check. Before we move on, can you remember what two things are made during photosynthesis? Give you a clue. One is glucose sugar, our foods, and two, oxygen. Okay, now is the time for you to put your thinking caps on and really think critically about the process of photosynthesis. These two major products that photosynthesis produce are oxygen and glucose, right? But what would happen if photosynthesis did not produce oxygen and glucose? Imagine a world without oxygen or glucose. We'd be missing two fundamental products. So, think a little bit about a world without oxygen and glucose. What would that world look like? What other organisms would suffer without glucose or oxygen? Write down your ideas in the critical thinking section of the notes. We have another reading check. Say it out loud. Photosynthesis takes place in the, yep, that's right, in the chloroplast. And the last part of this section, our exit ticket. Show what you know. Fill in the missing terms in the steps of photosynthesis. See if you could do it from memory, and try also to memorize the equations that go along with it. Go ahead, pause the video now and take your time to see if you can fill the steps up. Remember, you're going to need to know these steps for the test, so try to memorize them. Pause the video and fill those out. Okay, so these are the steps of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, CO2, plus water, H2O, our light energy from the sun, produces glucose, C6, H12O6, and oxygen, O2. Okay, good job, guys. You finished the first section of the cell energy unit on photosynthesis. You can begin the next video called cellular respiration and the notes, cell energy respiration.